Hey guys, Chris here, and I want to do a video today talking about caffeine and how it allows you to be, by cutting it out, allows you to be more your authentic self, more your true self. And particularly the second week, what I noticed was there's a lot less motivation for doing what you want to do and questioning the bigger reason why. And what I found now is it's allowed me to get more on the authentic path and really see what it is that I really want to do. I think sometimes when you're just drinking coffee every day, or caffeine, particularly if you work a lot, you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You're just drinking and you're just getting stuff done. Sometimes you might feel, oh, I don't want to do this and I want to do this, and then you drink coffee and you're like, oh no, I like doing this. This is enjoyable. And what that's doing is it's like suppressing that need of like, okay, I want to do something different. This is what I want to do. This is my true calling. And I found it also suppresses a lot of various emotions as well. People who normally cut out caffeine for 2 weeks or so, or cut it out for 2 weeks, go through a lot of different emotions, maybe a lot of depression, a lot of grief. These emotions are important to feel, and they're just coming to the surface because the caffeine has suppressed these certain emotions. So yeah, these are some of the main things I've noticed, and what I've realized is I'm now getting more on a path where I feel like this is aligned. This is my true self. You know, these are the emotions which, like with anything, any sort of drug, or when I was drinking alcohol, or sort of like porn addiction, you know, it's just suppressing these certain emotions. And you go through difficult of, you know, you go a week without coffee and then you're all of a sudden like, I need to have one now because some emotion is coming up. This sense of boredom is a big one. I've been staying in this eco lodge here for 4 days now and not really doing anything, and walking around the forest and these sort of things, and a lot of boredom comes up. But eventually I realized I enjoy just sitting by a fire or going for a walk in the forest. I am drinking tea as well, not no caffeinated tea, so rooibos tea, which I have right here. And certain practices, like you can just look at it and you can see the steam coming out, and I've done like tea ceremonies before, so I found this quite useful. And you know, in the first week or two, the herbal teas, they're like, oh, they're boring, they're nothing like coffee. But eventually you begin to love the routine. And you know, I would still go to a Starbucks with someone and just get a herbal tea and enjoy that. And you know, it does cost a bit of money sometimes for in comparison to coffee. I think that's why I went back to coffee, because I was a bit like, well, I don't want to spend this on herbal tea. I might as well just get a coffee. And there's something when you ask for it, the coffee, you feel like you've kind of broken your taboo, you know. But is really getting to the deeper understanding. If you keep going off coffee and coming back to it, there is a deeper level you can get to, and it will eventually get to a level where you're like, I can't do this anymore. If it's on your mind, if you're watching this video, if you're watching other videos, if you're constantly typing in Google, how do you quit caffeine? You know, what are the negative effects? That's a sign that you want to quit. Most of the population, I don't think, are even there. They just drink it and they'll defend it. They'll say, oh, it's good for antioxidants, or it's this, I can't survive without my coffee. But once you look into the deeper side of it, like for example with the sleep, and you struggle to sleep and you wake up, and that's because of the coffee. It's kind of a hard one to understand. You think maybe originally you got into coffee because your energy was low, but most likely with most people, you know, you started drinking it like maybe when you were younger. When you first drank the coffee, you're like, this tastes disgusting, and then you eventually find like these nicer coffees and they taste better, and then you know, you've always, maybe when you were young you didn't have the sleep problems that you have now. But the main thing, yeah, that I wanted to get across on this video was that it's your authentic self, it's your true self, your needs which need meeting. You know, I've done a lot of events, and what I'm currently doing when I drink coffee, or I sort of gather people together, and I'm doing a certain trip, and like I run sort of events, and maybe I feel like this is not fulfilling me, but then I get the coffee and I drink the coffee, and then I feel like, oh, this is good. I'm in the moment, you know. I'm with my parents, and you know, we're sat in a shop and then I have the coffee and it's like, oh, this moment's good now because of the coffee, you know, because it's a drug, and it's escaping, and it's creating this constant cycle, this cycle of maybe certain karma. It's allowing you to do what you do. But who are you without these things? Who are you without the caffeine and the drug when you take it away? And that's why people do these challenges for a month. And, you know, I wanted to go 6 months, and I know that when I go 6 months, I won't want to go back, just like with the semen retention and quitting alcohol and all of these things, because you feel better, you feel more energy. You know, why do you drink coffee? For more energy, more focus, more, you know, but these things you get anyway. And then the social element, which I quit with alcohol as well. You can eventually cut these things out and get alternatives. You can still hang out in the coffee shops, but you probably won't want to hang out in the coffee shop. I think I said this on a previous video. Sometimes I go to like a Costa Coffee where I'm here, and there's lots of like, you know, people complaining about stuff and screaming babies, and I'm trying to get some work done, and it's like, well, I'd rather work, say, like in a place like this maybe, or yeah, in a quiet room somewhere. And it just makes you aware of the environment. You know, if you're drinking coffee in that environment, and it feels great, but if you're drinking something else and it doesn't feel great, it's a sign that you're not supposed to be there. Like being in a pub in England drinking a pint of beer, you know, I don't know if I ever really liked that environment. But I enjoy drinking the beer and being there and escaping. And it's kind of now, I think, as a guy, to be in that kind of environment where people are drinking and smoking outside, and they're eating nuts and stuff at the bar, and they're on gambling machines, and they're sat there watching football. And, you know, this is kind of yeah, an environment that I guess I don't relate to anymore. And it begins to be like that with certain coffee shops as well. And all of these brands, there is the mega corporations now. But yeah, that's me waffling on about a few things. But I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I think just give it a go, and your authentic self should be revealed.